truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop arguing me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dude.
Check out my buddy Matthew Spear over there at the Dumb Show. Dumbshow.com. Get to see people like yours truly right here. Maybe that's a reason for you to not check it out. But check it out anyway. There's a lot of people better than me on there that a lot better stories. But check them out, dumbshow.com. Matt, take care, buddy. God bless you, everyone.
Come on, man. Can you feel the pain? Into him now, about this new world. Ain't no track. Papa's got a brand new eye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Matthew Spear and
Olivia Spear.
What is going on?
It's Monday.
We got some new coming soon news. Olivia and I are getting to the next level, man. We are we're dialing it in, getting our communication in. We've got a Slack channel now, so we can schedule everything and starting to dial it in. And Olivia's been doing an amazing job. So tell them what's coming up.
All right. So this Wednesday, we have Mandy Del Rio will be back in the house with Paul Caraforts. He has a new book coming in. Or, well, he already released the book, so it's going to be about his new Charlie's Bubbles book. March 9th, we will have Brad Kohler, who is an ex-UFC fighter, and he is running for governor of Minnesota.
Ooh.
March 13th, Chuck and Kathleen will be in the house.
Yeah,
super excited.
The Chuck Peterson studio will have at least one person who helped massively grace their presence to the studio. We'd like to get more people. And we got to figure out what he's going to sign. So when we get people who visit the studio, they got to sign something. I got to come up with that. I got to figure out what that is. I might do an oar, like a wooden oar, have Jason make it and do a paddle that we can put up on the wall or something big. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but go ahead.
All right. March 16th, we will have Philip Hamilton, the Virginia Senate candidate. He will be in-house. He was supposed to be on last week, but living death is in the house, was in the house. We didn't want him to get it.
Yeah.
And then March 31st, the big one, Jessica Lynch will be on. Super excited.
And that's not even done. We're not even done yet.
Nope. Working on a few others right now. So I've got 3, possibly 4 in the pipe that I can get hopefully scheduled.
Wow. So we're going to be busy doing a lot of interviews. Amy, did she follow through with her video?
I haven't seen anything. Unfortunately, she is not here tonight. We got snow out of the blue. We got like 4 inches of snow.
Well, here's the deal. So Amy, so I'll just read it to you because I told her to make a video, and I said you need to make a video because people are going to think you're lying or you're dead or something. She said, I know I keep trying to come on and something always comes up. Tonight is Zach's playoff game at 6:30. I really can't miss it. Next Monday, I'll be on a work trip. And then following this, I have family vacation. I'm sorry. But if you'd like me on another day, I can absolutely make it work. And I'm like, no, take your time off. But you need to make a video and tell everybody. Listen, Amy is extremely busy. And I don't believe Amy's leaving the show. I don't want anyone to worry about that because she's been in constant communication with me. I did ask her to make a video for tonight, though, so I could play it. And then I just realized that it's not done. And I just went, no video? And you know what Amy's going, oh my God, I can't believe it. I forgot. I'm so sorry. And, but Amy will be back. And like people have their jobs to do. They have things to do. And this isn't a paying job for her. This is a hobby. And we are completely okay with her taking as much time as she needs. And honestly, we're incredibly busy. To be honest with you, it's very difficult to do all the interviews that we do the shows we do, and house another person in house because it changes the rhythm of things. And so we're ready for that. But when we're ready for it, we want it to be consistent because the problem is that you have to change all the slides and get all the programming completely. It's just more difficult. And honestly, it's been a little bit of a breather, but we miss the shit out of her. So she just needs to get done with her stuff. So let her be on vacation. She owes a video, and there it is. So we'll be busy. So I hope everyone's doing well. Saturday was interesting. Came on, had a pretty good conversation with y'all in regards to Iran. And listen, it's not about tooting the horn. It's about getting the things that we got right. And the things that we got right are Khomeini is dead. It's actually, I don't think it's Khomeini. Khomeini was 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, the Ayatollah Khomeini. I think it's Khomeini. Is Khomeini is how you would say his name, because it's not the same. But it doesn't matter. He's dead, so who cares? So Ayatollah's dead, and the problem is they got 45 others. So we told you that they hit this complex, that the intelligence was ripe to hit it at this time, that they had all their targets together, and lo and behold, we were right. So there was only one reason for that to take place in the middle of the day, in a pretty much surprise type attack, would be that the high value target acquisition was too damn high for the U.S. to say no. Are you cold?
I'm actually fine right now.
Okay, if you get cold, let me know.
Okay.
I'll turn it down. So that was good. And then next, I told you guys that I thought it was multiple bombs that hit that palace, and it wasn't one. And then we finally got the BDA assessment. We got to see the actual explosion, and it was multiple. It got about 5-6 direct hits of multiple 1,000-pound, 2,000-pound bombs and munitions, laser-guided bombs, and just absolutely obliterated anything in its path. So that's good. We'll talk about the school tonight. People are like, oh my God, Americans killed kids. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to explain to you what happens when a surface to surface Tomahawk missile, ICBM, a silkworm, an ocelot, a harpoon, a javelin, go off and hit randomly something else. And I will explain to you why that is highly unlikely from the U.S. side. And we'll talk about that. Talk a little bit about the vacuum inside Iran and what that's going to create, and what some people are saying that the administration doesn't sound like they have a plan. There's so many people who are mad at me right now. So
you should just put your phone on do not disturb so nothing comes up.
They're so angry. They're so mad. Right now it's the two videos that I know I'm on the right track because I've been watching a lot of Nick Freitas, and I'm like, you know what? Nick just gets up there and talks, and I'm just going to get up there and talk. And the last 3 videos I've done, I'm just getting up there and talking, and they're pissed. People are pissed. They're so mad at me right now. Oh, did you see that?
I saw part of it.
Yeah, SCOTUS just blocked the transgender bathrooms norming and sports thing in California. We'll talk about that. So anyway, a lot of people are mad at me right now, but if you may have noticed the show, Supreme Court blocks California schools policy against outing transgender students to their parents. So they blocked them from
telling the parents or
not telling the parents.
Not telling the parents
is what it sounds like. We'll have to read it. We'll read it.
Yeah.
300
Kev wants to know if we've got more political targets or weapons targets left.
Well, remember what I told you? I told you that when we did this, it was going to be hellfire on earth, right? And that's exactly what's happened. The U.S. combined with allies and sympathetic supporters have flown over 1,000 sorties. This is 5 times as large as the Gulf War. The explosions are different than what you saw in Baghdad. But a lot of that was because they had AAA and surface-to-air missiles. Iran doesn't have a lot of defenses. In fact, Kuwait is the most successful enemy that we have, which is an ally of ours. They've shot down 3 of our planes. You're dumb as fuck. It's your, Y-O-U''RE. When you call someone dumb, you better at least know the difference between your and you correctly. Are. See, but that's an opportunity. Like, I right now I want to jump offline and want to answer that guy and be like, dude, it's why, but I won't. But this was a monumental success for what the United States was trying to do. And the interesting thing is I actually had a good friend of mine, a contact of mine, reach out and go, God, man, we're doing the biddings of the Jews again. And I'm just like, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to say anything. No one's even asked me if I agree with this. You know, no one's, hey, Matt, what do you think of this? Do you think this is the right thing to do? And I'll tell you, there's a difference between the right thing to do and the only thing to do. And there's a reason people go, oh, every 2 weeks they have a new bomb. They've never had the bomb. If they had the bomb, they would have used the bomb and they would have killed the Jews or us. The reason why every 2 months they're building a new, because we keep killing their scientists or blowing up or, destroying their facilities since 1979, is we have kept the thumb on the radicals in Iran for that very reason. So they've never had a nuke. They haven't been really close to making a nuke. Enrichment levels got to like 79%, and then every time they do, we hit them. And weapons grade plutonium and enriching uranium to make a bomb is a different threshold than Iran is able to get to right now. And the reason, and then everyone's like, well, what about Fordow and Natanz and Isfahan? I thought we ruined all their nuclear. We did. We didn't hit Isfahan. We didn't hit Natanz. We didn't hit Fordow. We didn't. We hit other sites that they started building new fission reactors at and started trying to enrich plutonium there. And we hit other areas. But we didn't go back in and strike those burned spots. So for people who are like, oh, well, Donald Trump went in to hit it again. No, he didn't. Those facilities, you guys said, the Democrats said 6 months it would take to start spinning reactors again. They haven't. And they're not going to anytime soon. Those areas are completely devastated. And they may build out and they may salvage some things, but you guys got to understand, if we do this right, we set Iran back from where they're currently at 100 years. You have a chance to go in, remove people who are radicals, allow the people to decide who they want to put in, and with measured guidance, you can have the Arab nations police. Did you guys notice that Iran has hit 16 different countries? They've hit Germany, they've hit France, they've hit Qatar, they've hit UAE, they've hit Saudi Arabia, they've hit Israel, they've hit the United States. They've hit Qatar. They've hit everybody. So Iran is sitting here just launching missiles up in the sky and trying to hit anyone they can. And the entire Arab nation wants to flatten Iran. They all want to flatten Iran. So they're not doing themselves any favor, considering that Qatar, Oman, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, UAE, we're all staying out of this. And they were all like, you're not using our airspace. Turkey even said, you're not using our airspace. Now everyone's like, fuck it, use it. You know what? Hold us back because we're going to go. If you didn't see what happened in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia put 200 planes up in the air. 200! So, you know, do you notice China's not saying much? Russia's not saying much. So when we're like, oh God, Donald Trump, forever wars, blah, 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 shut up. Donald Trump didn't run on, I'm not going to start any new wars. He ran on peace and peace through strength. That's what he ran on. And you're jumping from no wars to fallout and complete war. That's not what he's doing. He's peace through strength. He's striking targets. He was in and out of Venezuela. They were in and out of the nuclear facilities in Iran. They struck Syria too. I don't know if you guys remember that. They hit Yemen. They were in and out. Well, the same thing's going to happen here. This might take a little bit longer, but boots aren't going to get on. There's no strategy for boots on the ground here. There's no reason for boots on the ground. We're not doing regime change. We're not taking over and taking over a failed state like Iraq or Afghanistan. We're literally killing the people who are radical extremists and giving that country a chance to reclaim itself. That's it. And if it happens again and these people start building up integrated air defense systems and coastal batteries and naval vessels and start building, we're going to blow them out of the sky too. We're going to continue to knock Iran down and knock their dick in the dirt until they realize that they no longer can play by these camel rules from Persia 1300s to 1500s. No longer are we in the Crusades. That's it. So when people say, am I in support of it? I'm in support of it now that we're in it. We're in it. So I'm going to support our men and women who are fighting this. So let's get into a quick overview and then we can do some more. We got a whole bunch of people on. Great to see so many people on.
Yes.
Liv, did you have anything? I'm sorry. I kind of went off there. Apologize.
No, I mean, I don't want to get into a war, but this is justified and it needs to happen.
And let's remember, this isn't a war, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, this is war. Listen, a war is occupying theaters. A war is deploying troops. A war is drawn battle lines. A war is reclamation of territory. A war is very different than this. Establishing supply lines and route lines, establishing forward operating bases. This is a war. This is not a war. This is a airstrike. And we don't fight conventional warfare anymore. Listen, there's kinetic war and non-kinetic war. This entire thing started the other night with non-kinetic warfare. Do you know what that means?
No.
Sure you do. What's kinetic? What's the basic, when you hear the word kinetic, what do you think of?
Energy.
Energy. Outstanding. Wonderful answer. Beautiful. God, you're not only hot, but you're smart. Energy, right?
Yes.
So displacement of energy. Okay? So energy can be what? What type of forms can energy be? There's two types of basic forms.
Of energy?
Yeah.
Wind?
There's this.
So physical?
And then there's, this. This isn't physical yet. If I do that,
That's physical.
I'm this. It's just there. It's what's it
Just
called?
like still energy? I don't know.
Close enough. Potential, which for the Latin has still in it. So potential energy.
Okay.
It's energy that has the potential to do something. That's kinetic. When I do this is non-kinetic.
Okay.
So non-kinetic warfare would be like what?
Us not having boots on the ground and invading. Right?
Okay, so not having boots on the ground and invading. So that would look like an example would be electronic warfare, right? Like hacking their systems.
Mm-hmm.
That would be non-kinetic warfare. Propaganda, throwing leaflets, talking about freedom fighters, running proxy and providing weapon systems for other people to execute kinetic warfare, right?
Yeah.
And then there's kinetic warfare. Then the kinetic warfare is dropping bombs, firing rounds, putting up salvos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Detonating. That's kinetic. So before this thing even started, there was a massive non-kinetic warfare campaign. And when I mean massive, it is the single-handedly the largest electronic warfare execution ever in the history of the United States. In the world. There has never been this large of an electronic attack on another country. We were We were into their integrated air defense systems. We were in their radar capabilities, their defensive scrambling capabilities. We attacked their networks that they were using to attack us. Reacquisition ID, we were going after. We were after their telecommunications, their infrared intelligence, their sonar capabilities in the fleets. We went after every piece of anything that could listen or anything that could look, we attacked electronically. And then we just drove in. We just drove in before firing a shot. We overwhelmed every one of their signals. They had no idea what was going on. This is how incredible the United States is. And if you knew how many aircraft, how many vessels, how many people, the amount of technology that we executed in such a short period of time it made World War II look like a complete fucking joke. It made the first Gulf War look like a joke. The unmanned drones that we had. Do you guys realize what we did? We took the Shahed drones from Iran that they've been selling to Russia, that they've been using against Ukrainians. We took the ones that they used against Ukrainians that we were able to shoot down or jam with EM. We rebuilt them. We re-engineered them, reversed engineered them, and we used them all against the Iranians. We used their own weapon systems against them.
That's
and they
awesome.
couldn't track them, and they looked friendly because we re-engineered them. Do you understand how ballsy that is? We're going to reconstitute your engineering, use it against you. You won't be able to see it with IFF or on radar or anything else because it'll come across as a friendly. And by the time it's too late, it's going to kill you. This is the type of chess that the United States is playing, and it ain't messing around. And it's going for the queen. I mean, in the first 2 hours of this conflict, we had their queen, we took both bishops, we had both knights, they had 7 pawns, and a rook left. And they hadn't taken one piece off of our board. And we didn't even move. We didn't even move. We didn't even get into enemy territory. We stayed on our demarcation lines. That's how good the United States did. And by the time we did move our pieces into there, every piece of defense that they had was gone. It was gone. So now what do they have? They have, there's a lot of rabbiting systems. Some of their short range and medium range ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles are spent. They're dosed. So they have some medium and short range missile systems. They have drones, and they've rabbited these. They put these in tunnels and put these, wherever. And the United States has been, I don't know if you saw some of these strikes, but these strikes are going right into a mouth of a cave, and they are literally chain reacting, blowing up thousands of armaments. Thousands. You see the entire mountain just collapse. So anyway, so something to think about. So let's go into this, and then to answer your question, it's going to be a lot of strikes against defensive systems right now, and their offensive capabilities. Their defensive systems are pretty much trash. We took one of the most well-defended countries in the world, and we neutered it. Now it's taking their offensive capabilities. It's killing their strike teams. It's killing their missile teams. It's killing their man portables, the stuff that can move, that isn't fixed. The fixed shit is all dead. We killed that in the first night. So now it's just slowly taking the fight out of them. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to see pockets of resistance. Hopefully they have elections. Hopefully, they do some sort of democratic republic. Chances of that are not good. I hope it's not a theological type monarchy, but it very well might work, and it does work in the Middle East. It works well for Saudi Arabia. It works well for Kuwait. It works well for other Egypt. It works well for Jordan. It very well could work for Iran. But either way, they need to establish a form of government and a form of leadership. Donald Trump is saying, well, we had some people in mind who could have taken over, but they're all dead because we killed them. So that's why you guys got to understand that this strike that they did, there was way too many positives not to go along with the negatives that would happen, which would be, unfortunately, killing the hierarchy and the chain of command of Iran, who may have been non-hardliners, which may have been reformists. They're all dead. So now it's kind of CIA is going to be working overtime. CIA is going to be in there. They're going to be doing dossiers on people. They're going to be paying people off. They're going to be taking people out. This is what it's going to look like. All right. Long intro. Sorry about that. Let's go. We got a lot of people on. So right now, Israel, here's the issue that's happening right now. That's the biggest concern. Liv, can you go under that and tell me when I'm close to this? There, never mind. I got it. So here's the interesting thing. Here's the Golan Heights. Okay. And past the Golan Heights, you've got Syria. Okay. Let me zoom out of here so you can see. Okay. Here's Gaza.
Okay.
Here's the West Bank. Okay.
Okay.
And then right up in here, you're going to see is Lebanon. Here's the Golan Heights. And when you go in a little bit closer, the northern part is under a shit ton of issues. And this is the northern part of Israel. And you can see all these hotspots. These are all hotspots.
Yeah.
So 2 airstrikes targeted Qaanam al-Anar and Qadariba, which is artillery shelling from Ajir, which is the southern part of Lebanon, into Israel. Once again, here's Gaza, here's Jerusalem. Hezbollah launched 7 rockets toward Haifa. You see that here all along this area. We'll go into it just a little bit. You see that there's a whole bunch of battle over here. You've actually got some tanks that are moving into this city. This is where a lot of the resistance force is, up in these hills and up in these mountains. These are higher altitude areas, and they're launching strikes from here and calling in artillery on the northern cities of Israel from this area. So these anti-personnel are going to go in there. They're just going to level the living bejesus out of them, and they're gonna HK all of those targets. Israel Army. There's been 200,000 reservists reactivated in Israel. So you're probably going to see a push of Israel going into southern Lebanon and taking back some of these northern areas to go ahead and stop a lot of the bombardment that are happening in these areas and in the Golan Heights. Syrian media, Israeli air defense intercept a group of Iranian missiles in the skies over the countryside. So they were shot down here. So they're getting attacked. Syria is over here. This is where the IRGC and the proxies over in the Syrian desert, this giant area right here, are all run by IRGC. And that's what's pushing into Golan Heights. So the Jews are getting hit from the west side. They're getting hit from the east side. Of course, we neutered Yemen.
We're on the West Bank.
Yeah, the West and the East Bank. But we neutered Yemen. And Yemen and the Houthis are essentially, there's U.S.-based cruisers here that are protecting that airspace from the south. And then also we have parked a carrier right off the southern side of Cyprus and protecting here from Hezbollah getting into a higher propensity of attacks on Israel. And our job is to essentially be the shield for Israel right now. That's our job. So the question is, oh, this is interesting. Qom, an explosion was heard in Qom, which is a very large province inside of Iran. And that's an interesting thing because that means, see, here's Isfahan. That's where one of the reactors was. Okay. Here's Shiraz. And why are you hitting Qom? Oh, I think I see it. Minerals, lots of them. That kind of makes sense. Now, if you've got power here and a lot of industrial makeup, well, that would make sense. I bet you right here, this is exactly what I thought. Okay, so this right here is an airstrip. You've got a small airstrip here. You've got roadways coming in. You've got roadways off of here for mining. I bet you this is a secondary location for a nuke site. And that's why they're hitting it. It's perfect. It's high density. It looks like it's been completely minerals and wiped down here. You've got power. You've got roadways going in. You've got back roads going in. So it would make sense that they're hitting this area right outside of Guam. And it's probably a secondary beginning of a nuclear site, which would make sense. And that's pretty deep in Iran. So why wasn't it hit earlier? Because of the defense systems. And then if you take a look here in Tehran, this is what's interesting. This is the heart of Israel. This is the most defended place in the world.
You mean Iran?
What did I say?
He said Israel.
Why do I keep saying Israel?
I don't know.
Slap me upside the head. Iran reports a massive explosion heard across Tehran. Airstrikes. So they are now in Tehran. And they are bombing Tehran at will. So as goes Iran, as goes Tehran, goes Iran. Looks like you got fires in headquarters. You've got Iranian State TV says that Iranian State Broadcasting headquarters was targeted. So they're hitting their command and control.
Yeah.
Yep, broadcasting. Loud explosion was heard in Tehran. So they are hitting. This is essentially like the international headquarters. This is an exhibition center. But this is the heart right here of Tehran. And this is where telecommunication is. This is where power and industry is. This is where a lot of the intelligence corps, IRGC command posts, they're just laying it flat.
Good.
So needless to say, there's your update.
Okay.
And that's good. We got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. $30. Yes. Folks, donations, thedumbshow.com/
Oh, it's not up.
Oh, where'd it go?
I don't know. Oh, we were moving stuff around. I wonder if you took it off.
What the? Oh, this is weird. Hold on. I'm trying to fix it.
Well, Joanne Townsend, thank you very much.
Oh, no, but it's not showing up at all. That's not good at all. I don't know.
It's the beginning of the month. We would love to start the month off.
What the?
Wonderfully. So if you can donate at
Where'd it go?
thedumbshow.com/donate.
Would you please stop talking to us as though we are morons?
Okay, let me find. I got to find this thing.
I wonder if you accidentally deleted it when we were moving stuff around.
No,
on the
it's
screens.
not. It's not even working.
Oh.
Let me just try to make this happen. Hold on. It's weird. It's like it's gone. That's really weird. Try it. Send in.
I'll just do $1.
Sorry, guys. 1 second.
See if it works.
Okay, that worked.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yay.
Sorry about that. It didn't, but it did now. Okay. All right. So we got a bunch to do. Good to see everybody over on shit ton on Rumble. Good to see everybody. Got a bunch of people on. All right. So busy show tonight. We got to get started. Kat Kamek initially came through. We have a bunch to show. So just guys hang tight with us. If you have any questions or anything, you can call into our call-in number. We'd be more than happy to take your call. If you're a butthurt liberal who got upset with something I posted today, you can also call 387,000 folks. We are 13,000 away from 400,000 on, by the way, we hit 30,000 on Instagram today.
Really?
30K.
That's awesome.
That is 28,200 in the last 3 months. So we're going really big on Instagram too, which is exciting. Kat Kamek had something to say. Liberals, will you stop talking to us like we're idiots? I like Kat Kamek. I'd like to get her on the show. We've almost had her on a couple times, but we haven't been able to seal the deal. So let's see if we can get her. Here it is.
Would you please stop talking to us as though we are morons?
I know.
I am so sick and tired of the left treating us like, one, we are single issue voters, and two, that we are idiots. For them to go out and say that women are not smart enough to get a real ID, I'm just
Oh, Kat, I like your Spartan helmet.
I was actually going to say she got a Spartan helmet.
It's not as good as mine, but it's still, yours is really cool. So somebody asked if they can close the Strait of Hormuz. Well, yes and no, but Well, let's talk about that in a minute when we talk about the former Navy, the Iranian Navy.
Blown away by that is the messaging that they all sat around in a room and were like, yeah, Bob, let's go after that. That's what we're going to go with. I mean, my gosh, they just treat people like they're idiots. And again, I think people are waking up to it. But beyond that, they say, oh, this isn't necessary because it never happens. I'm sorry. Weren't they the original election deniers that, I remember back in 2006. 2006, I kept hearing people say, we're not going to certify the election. This is an illegitimate win, all this stuff, right? I love how it's come full circle and now they're saying it's not a problem. Never mind that the facts tell a different story. 19 states issue driver's licenses to non-citizens, and of those 19 states, 15 actually do automatic voter registration when you're at the DMV. And they're like, well, there's a check box. I'm like, ooh, don't let that little check box of, I attest that I'm a U.S. citizen that never gets verified and never gets checked or anything, right? Never let that stop anybody. My gosh, do they think we are morons? I know. I think that if there's nothing to fear, then they should vote for this, right? That's where I'm at.
Right.
You have to have a real ID to
get
travel.
her on.
And I've never gone through the airport and been like, there are only men here. There are only men.
Kat Kamek.
Oh, okay.
Kelly Clarkson.
How did you get on that plane, Tudor? How did you figure out how to get on that plane?
Exactly. I don't walk on a plane and people are like, oh.
Old school Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson actually doesn't look like Kelly Clarkson anymore. Kelly Clarkson, she looks really good. Kat Kamek, I've got her email. We just got to reach out to her. She was going to come out 2 years ago. Then her PR person quit. Do I think that we will have attacks in the U.S.? I think you're going to have sympathetic attacks in the U.S. I think you're going to have people who have nothing to do with Iran, who are Muslim, who are going to attack. We saw it the other night. Someone did a shooting in Texas, and the guy had a Quran in his car, and he had a shirt that was some sort of propaganda about Iran. Iran isn't a Muslim country, so to speak. It's Persian. Now, what's the difference? That's a whole nother conversation. That is a very long and detailed conversation that I'm not getting into tonight, because this woman will reach over, grab my gun, and shoot me in the face if I go into this. But I will tell you that although it does have the Shah and the clerics, even the current Ayatollah is Iranian. The way that they run their state is very much like old school Arabic countries used to, where Saudi Arabia was 35, 40 years ago, where Iraq was just 20 years ago. And it's a totalitarianism. It is a theocracy style of belief in following the Shah, following the clerics, following the Ayatollah, or be punished to the point of death. There were morning killings in Iran. And every morning over the loudspeaker, they would do a public execution every single day. That kind of puts you in a situation mentally of you either conform or else. And that's really the way Iran runs things, is you don't speak out against the state. You don't resist against the state. If you do, you get disappeared. You get put into re-education areas, re-education camps. Public hangings are a constant. It's just the media is run completely by the state. So, you're going to hear in a few seconds about Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and everything else. That they're saying that, oh, poor Iran needs saving. But these people have no idea. They don't live there. They don't know. In fact, at our church, we have missionaries who can't even preach in Iran and can't cross the border unless there's perfect conditions to do so. And the IRGC has to be out. And as close as you want to talk to the Mojahedin or the Red Brigade, very similar to that, the Imperial Guard Corps is essentially hunting Christians and hunting anybody who speaks out against the Ayatollah. So it's a very North Korea / 40 years ago Saudi Arabia / Iraq style form of oppression. And that's not the way they used to be. Iran used to be very democratic. It used to be Western civilization ran rampant. There was a shit ton of white people in Iran. It's no longer that way. So can it get bad in the United States? No. Not really. Not to what you're thinking. Not like if you've seen the movie The Siege, not like that. You're not going to see coordinated cells strike 30 different cities at once. Iran can't even fucking protect its own backyard. Its power extension is usually one very large event, and that's kind of what they would do. Whether it was a Marine Corps barracks with Al-Qaeda, whether it was the K Towers bombings, whatever it is, it's usually a larger, the USS Cole, it's usually a large event. It's not a synchronized 30 different states or cities getting hit at the same time because they don't have the manpower, they don't have the funding, they don't have the capability. But what you could see is some sympathetic and empathetic radicalized people attack in the name of Iran who essentially are finding their flavor of the week of how to hate the United States. We've already seen it. So I'm not worried about that at that level. Do I think a nuke goes off at the United States? No, because I think it would have went off over the last 47 years that Iran has called death to America.
Exactly.
So I think you should stay frosty. I think you should stay aware, but you need to understand that the FBI, our NEST teams, our satellite-based teams are always looking for nuclear radiation signatures. This is something that we can very easily detect across our borders. We've had this technology for 30 years, and we're not going to start slipping up now. There's a reason why there hasn't been a major 9/11 is because our intelligence community woke up. Could there be something in the future? Sure. Could something happen at one of our bases? Yes. It would be more probable that something happens in one of our bases or one of our embassies than it would be something stateside, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to answer that question because a lot of people have been asking. Iranian women are gorgeous. Yeah.
Jeff Oliphant is actually $20. I just took it down to 19, so it would make it even from our test dollar that I put in. But
yeah,
when you have really informative shows, people get too enthralled. Don't forget to donate.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks, Jeff. That helps out. It helps keeps us straight. As far as Kat Kamek, I like her approach. I like who she is. I have her email. We need to reach out. We need to get her in there. The best.
Send it to me. Maybe I can reach out.
I will. The best thing you can do, the best thing that I can do is stay armed, stay frosty, be cognizant of all situations, and that's it. That's all you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bet Tucker was sweating when he was interrogated after interviewing Huckabee. Yeah. That whole stopping in a VIP lounge in the airport, it must have been horrendous for Tucker.
Totally.
All right, moving on. I just like Kat Kamek. I wanted to show you. This is the Denver mayor. Now, Olivia and I are big hockey fans, right? And you love Colorado, and I love Colorado. We hate the politics, but it's a beautiful country. We can't wait for it to be taken over again by Republicans, and we probably will retire there if that happens. If it doesn't, unfortunately, we're just gonna have to fly in for our games and be real rich. So we need that Joe Rogan kind of money.
Exactly.
This mayor is basically saying that they're going to arrest ICE.
And he's putting local law enforcement out for ICE.
Yeah, if you want a civil war, this is a great way for a civil war. Like these mayors, it's not the governors that really are bothering me as much as the mayors. These mayors, I don't know who they think they are. But this is ridiculous. I mean, and just watch this. Watch the balls and the brazen attitude.
Well, new this morning, Denver taking on ICE, the mayor signing an order that would ban ICE officers from operating on city property without a court order, and also ordering local police to protect protesters who are peacefully protesting ICE. This, of course, comes after what we saw in Minneapolis, those weeks of protests and 2 deaths earlier this year, those 2 protesters killed by federal agents. Denver's Mayor Mike Johnson joins us now. It's good to have you with us, Mr. Mayor. So I know you've said this is part of your effort to make clear to your residents where the city stands. Do you have concerns, though, that this order could actually invite more federal scrutiny and potentially federal activity in your city?
Thanks for having me this morning. I made clear yesterday our goal here is not to provoke, but it's to protect. We get questions from residents every day about what will happen if we see the kind of forces of troops descend on Denver that they saw in Minneapolis. And I think what our residents want to know is that any law enforcement officer that operates in Denver will be transparent, will be accountable, and that the rule of law still applies. And that's what we wanted to let people know, is that we will have a duty to intervene if someone is injured. We will have a duty to investigate if there's a crime committed, and we'll have a duty to interfere and step in and take an officer who might be using excessive force out of that situation, whether that's a Denver police officer or whether that's an ICE officer. And I think that's what residents expect from us in the terms of public safety, and that's what we're committing to.
So just to be clear on that point, you're saying if that's a federal officer, if it's an ICE agent, does this mean that effectively local police could arrest federal agents?
Officers in Denver right now have what's called a duty to intervene, which is if you see a fellow officer who's using excessive force in a way that's inappropriate, you have an obligation as an officer to step in and remove that officer from the situation. Officers around the country do that every day. What we're saying is that same expectation extends to federal officers who might be operating on our streets. That's the way we've done it in the past. That's the way we'll do it now. And I think that is what all residents should come to expect, is that if you do that and use
Liv? Can you imagine cops arresting cops? Because that's how you do it. You would have to interfere with a federal operation as a state authority. You have no authority to do that.
No, you don't.
Just like we don't have an authority to write a speeding ticket. Federal officers can't write a speeding ticket.
Now, here's the thing. The word he said was peaceful protests. That the police have the right to protect peaceful protesters.
Right.
So considering that majority of them are not peaceful, what does that mean?
I think it's semantics, right?
Exactly.
And it comes down to this, is they don't need a warrant to arrest somebody who's illegal. They've already broken the law. And they have every right to investigate. They have every right to ask questions because that is their job. It's immigration enforcement. The thing is that this makes cops' jobs harder. And my problem is I am all about impeding the police, state and federal, from trampling the rights of the citizens in this country. But I really don't care about illegals in this country. And I certainly don't care about their rights. I don't. Like, do they deserve due process? Sure. Does that mean an admin or a check in the box, a piece of paper? Maybe. But I don't really care. If you broke into this country and you are not a citizen, it is open and shut. You're illegal. Get out. That's it. And by any means necessary, right? You can walk, you can crawl, or you can be drug out. But none of those ways matter to me. Now, if they're doing blanket targeting and they are just, if you're brown skin, get on the ground and put your hands, okay, there's very different situation than this. But most of the time, these ICE officers, they have intelligence, they know which targets they're going after, they know which areas are densely populated with illegals. And when state police get involved or city police get involved, you complicate a situation that already has enough volatility and enough stress, and you're just adding more. What those people should do is clear out the citizens and have those officers put a perimeter around that area and say, listen, if you're a United States citizen, please just move on. If you're not, we will assist you to talk to ICE right now. Please let us know. Come with us. We'll take care. We will go and we will protect you until we go talk to the federal agents together. You know what? Do that. Or what you could do, you complete jerk off, is allow them when they're in the prison system not to release them and turn them over to ICE and comply with federal requests. Wouldn't that be easier where it's a controlled situation? They don't have weapons. There's no violence. And you literally just hand off.
Protests.
Yeah. No peaceful protests. Yeah. Well, Colorado's got a lot to figure out because they are screwing up big time. There's a video of school board, Frederick County. A parent came in. I haven't seen it. I waited for you, and I know you'd probably have some opinions on it.
I think Fredericks County is next door to us, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, there's probably a lot of Fredericks County,
I guess
especially
it
in the
just
south.
depends on which Frederick County it is.
We'll find out when we listen to it. Here it is.
I made it halfway through 1995, but for some reason I was too ill-behaved to even make it through Heather Ridge. I know it's hard to believe. But I identify as Ray Gallagher, and I'm going to go by Ray Gallagher for the rest of this speech. So you guys had 6 kids raped, and the first thing you thought to do was to start to ban free speech and require driver's licenses in order to stop citizens from calling you out on your bull. Well, it's not going to work.
Mr. Porter, I'm going to stop.
Sorry, but
I'm going to stop you.
You can't ban
It is Virginia, by the way.
Okay.
Yep, Heather Ridge.
Specific words. My particular view of your policies, the fact you had all these kids raped by a transgender person, and then you keep pushing transgender stuff on children, is that your policy is completely out of line with America. Now, this is a transgender flag, and I would like to show you demonstrably what America and the voters think about the transgender ideology being pushed on children. So that right there is what America thinks of your transgender policy 443. Most people don't support this garbage. You literally support chopping off appendages of children and giving them puberty blockers that make them sterile. You're a monster, all of you, the ones that vote for and support this stuff. The board is out of line. The board's policies are out of line. You guys don't know what you're doing. You're pissing everybody off.
Okay, I got some thoughts on this one.
I do too.
I really have some thoughts on this because there's a lot there. Go ahead, give it to me.
So for start, I mean, I'm all about giving it to the school boards, and I'm all about letting them know where they're going wrong and failing as a school board.
Right.
But walking in there with an F the school board T-shirt right there, that's right there. They just know you're going to be unruly.
Right. They're not going to listen to a word you're saying.
They're just going to tune you out and try to interrupt you. So, you know, and spitting on the flag. I don't know why the transgender community has a flag, but whatever. It's just, it's honestly, it's very immature. I understand he's upset about what happened.
Yeah, which we completely get.
Which we completely get because it happened in our school district.
Yes, it did.
But he could have done it with a little bit more class. I think if you're going to address the school board, regardless of if you have any respect for them, because I have no respect for our school board, you still need to treat the whole thing with respect. And you need to give them that. And you can get your point across while being respectful, just like a Brandon Michon. And a few others.
Oh, Brandon wasn't very respectful either.
Oh yeah, but so I mean, you can get your point across without being immature, in my opinion.
There's a couple things. Like I agree with everything you said. I think spitting on the flag is stupid. Mm-hmm. I think wearing the shirt is stupid. I've worn some pretty offensive shirts too, but I'd wear a suit and a tie if I'm going to go talk to a school board, want to be taken seriously.
Exactly.
But it looks performative. His argument was, that's where my problem is it's literally just ad hominem, and you're not making valid points. And I understand, like if you knew one of those little girls or boys who were raped, then that's, you have a right to be pissed. You have a right to go in there and get mad, and he can say anything he wants, and he has the absolute right to do so. And it's his freedom of speech, even if he doesn't do it in a way that is considered productive or able to move the conversation forward. My thoughts is that it seems performative. You go in there, you spit on the flag, you wear an F the board T-shirt. You're not really interested in having them hear what you say. You're interested in having your clothing and your actions speak for you. And that's fine, because performative protest is perfectly acceptable. It's what the liberals do. They pour blood on themselves and immolate themselves and light themselves on fire and rub their vaginas against fences and stuff and weird stuff all the time. And that's performative, and I'm sure it's effective in some way. But I've heard a lot of these school board meetings. I've heard a lot of parents talk, and to me, I don't remember what he said. I just remember he spit on a flag and he had a shirt. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a way to communicate yourself. Yeah. That's all.
I would agree.
No, I don't think they deserve respect. I think the institution deserves as much respect you can, or you're not going to get it done. Thomas Austin donated $21.10 for he will command his angels concerning you to guard in all your ways. Thank you so much, Thomas. Listen, I don't know if what Olivia is saying, and I'm not trying to speak for her, so you can tell me if I'm wrong, is that you're saying respect the people who are in the position, but respect the quorum. Respect
the institution. That's the word I was looking for. You got to respect the building and the institution. And honestly, you have to show them a little respect for them to show you respect. It's pretty much
read Jessica.
Looks like he wants to go viral without getting anything accomplished.
There you go. That's perfectly stated.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect. It looks like he's doing going up there just to go up there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a little respect to get respect. It's kind of like Hayden. When she starts treating me with disrespect and talking to me, I look at her, I'm like, if you want me to talk to you with respect, you need to talk to me with respect. It goes both ways.
This is a great point. This is a really great point what Thomas is saying, and I'm going to answer this. Matt, do you think they would have listened to him anyway? Just because people won't listen, just because people will be jerks, just because people will be ignorant a-holes, doesn't mean that I have to lower myself to their standards. See, I get this question more than any other question, and I got it like 5 times today. Hi, Andrew. What's up, buddy? I get this question up more often. And here's the question that I get all the time. Why are you even doing this, dude? You're already telling us, and we know. No Democrats are going to listen to you. But that's not true. Because my audience, 60% of them are MAGA Republicans. But you have to understand 40% of my traffic is completely people who are triggered as shit. And my posts always start off with Republicans, always conservatives, and they crush and they do great. And then the liberals find them. Right now, I've got 3 posts where the liberals have found them, and they're fag, pedo lover, you screw kids, blah, 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 blah. But they're watching and they're sharing. And I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to their friends. I'm talking to their family. I'm exposing them for who they truly are. That way I can sit here and say, at least I formulated an argument. At least I have an opinion. At least my response isn't, oh, you're a pedo, or you're a stinky liberal. You're a Democrat. You're a democrat. I'm sorry, I'm not 4 years old. So my responsibility isn't how people process my message. My responsibility is to disseminate that message in a way that makes me proud of the words that I'm using and how I convey that. And the golden rule is that I try to treat people as I want to be treated. And if you want to run around in the mud, oh, we can do that all day. I love that stuff. But if you want to have an intellectual conversation that's built on respect, then I have to provide that and let that person know. Otherwise, I'm quashing an opportunity for that mutual exchange of ideas, and then a dialogue becomes a monologue. And I talk to myself all the time. I really have no desire to do it anymore. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
Good. Greatness.
Yes, it does.
168 people on General Pop. JD still will donate 25. Thanks for the show as always. We love you, JD. So I had this video. Yeah, hold that. Okay. I had this video that came in. And this was sent in by Melanie. Oh, and remember, I'm not always perfect, right? Like, there's sometimes people come in here and I'm like, you son of a... I'm not perfect. Like, at all. I need to call my pastor, by the way. I forgot to tell him we got to meet this week. Feeling a little bit better. But this video was given to us, and this was from Melanie, and I wanted to show it to y'all because I thought it was important to show it to you. By the way, folks, if you haven't had a chance, please stop by our store at thedumbshow.com/donate. You can find that across social media. Where is it? Where are all my videos, babe? Hold on.
Well, this isn't one of your pre-done slides, so I don't think
this is.
It is.
I need my renders, but they're not showing up. Something's broken. See, the donation URL isn't on here.
Oh,
that's not good at all. Hold on.
Don't know.
Well, it's really important.
Yeah.
Because without that, people can't find the site. And I don't understand. Some of my links aren't working. Like they're dead. They're linked.
This morning, Denver taking on ICE. The mayor signing an order that would ban ICE.
Sorry, guys. I gotta find this because if you don't have the URL, we can't donate. Look at even last donation's not up. What is going on here? What did you just do?
Nothing. I was checking my email.
Just give me a second, guys. Logo animation. Okay, that's there. See, it's like it's not there. Render.
I don't know. Maybe we need to reboot. I know my eCam's having some difficulties right now.
My eCam gets rebooted every single day, babe.
Oh, okay.
Just help me find this video. Sort. Oh, come on. Why can't I sort by type? I just need it's a long, skinny video that. Looking for an horizontal MP4.
MP4. Hey, go up, left, up. Right there? That one says MP4 and it's long.
No, that's the EQ. Hold on, guys. We're finding this. Hold on. I'm looking. We got to have this thing on. I don't understand. I have
right there.
What?
There.
Where?
Up, right there.
No.
No?
That's the race to 20K. Here it is. Where is it? Where'd it go? Okay, it's in here. And I just found it. It was money. Almost got it, y'all. Hold tight.
It's alphabetical.
Sort by name. Oh, what a frustrating thing this is. LM. I just saw it. Where'd it go, babe? We just had it a second ago. Desktop. Live show. M. Where do you see it? Money. Okay. So I need to take this. Weird. It's like it delinked it. I've never seen it. It's been in there forever.
Weird.
Add an animated overlay. Oh, that's the old one. Sorry, guys. I got to get this fixed. It's not about my anal retentiveness either. This is literally like one of the most important things on our page. Help me find this, Livy. Babe, I need you. I need you. Need your eyes.
Oh.
Baby, if I knew what it was called, I would just search for it, right? Of course, I don't know what it's called. Sort by date modified. Okay, it's going to be somewhere around here. And it's going to be... Nope, that ain't it. Keep looking. Sorry, folks. We're trying. But we got to make our goal, unfortunately. And there's only one way to do this. Here it is. I think this is it. No, that's the other one. Honey, I don't know where it went. I don't understand. This doesn't...
Up there? Wait,
what?
stop.
You've already got that
Wait.
one.
Okay.
We've already done that one, babe. We've said that like 3 times. Wait. Maybe it is. Hold on. I'm so confused. What's this?
That's the goal.
Goal.
The goal clock? Maybe?
Nope, that's right there.
Okay.
Goal.movie. Hold on, everybody. We're almost nailing this down. We almost got it. It's gone. I haven't deleted anything. Where could it have gone? That is the weirdest shit. Where else is it? Maybe it's in the pre-show. Goal.movie. You see it? It's not playing.
No, I don't.
That is weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so for some reason it's just gone. Okay. Donate Flash movie. Wait. There it is.
Okay. Weird.
Isn't that strange?
Yes.
All right, let me just find out why it's not playing now. I feel horrible that this is taking so long. I'm sorry, y'all. See, now it's not even playing. What is going on, Liv?
It's technology. It's near me.
Yeah, but this is really frustrating. See, that's not the one we've been using. Do you know? Look at that. It's not even showing up.
I think you made it a little too small. I think it needs to be bigger.
No, it's not what I did. For some reason, this just disappeared.
Yeah, like there's no link.
And we have to make donations. So we got to get this fixed. I don't know how to do it. I don't understand why this would do this. Let's see if this one stays. And I can always make it again. And if that's what it is, that's fine. All right, I think this will work.
That'll work for now, and then...
That's weird, huh?
Yeah.
You guys, I'm really sorry for that. Really, really sorry for that. Okay, so that should be in every scene now. And then I'll just figure out what happened. I don't know. All right. Well, we'll add the...
Fix it, edit, and post.
Yeah, we can't do that. There it goes. We'll just leave it like that. Sorry, guys, but without that, you don't know how to donate. And I know you're like, well, Matt, just put up a URL. Yeah, but you got to put it in every scene, and there's a certain way to do it. It's not easy. But hey, that's okay. We got a bunch of people on. So thanks for staying.
Thanks for staying around.
Yeah,
guys.
Sorry about that. Driver's license, Minnesota. Just want to show you, remember Kat Kamek and her comments of how stupid do they think we are? And like, this video drives me crazy. First, before I want to show you this. This was from Melissa. Melanie. Sorry, Melissa. Jeez, Melanie sent this in to me. And I started seething. And at first, I like, whenever I see a veteran, I want to hear what they have to say. And I always appreciate other veterans' perspectives. But this one, I'll be honest with you, I'm having a hard time with it. So let's play it and listen to it. It's a little longer, but Melanie showed it to me, and I think she knew that this was going to piss me off. So here it is.
I'm pretty sure this is going to get stepped on any platform I put it on.
Oh yeah, dude. That's pretty, you're going to get stepped on.
Doesn't mean that you don't need to say something. You've probably seen the headlines right now of 3 U.S. service members killed, 5 wounded, a number of others who were hit but have been returned to duty. And I want to take you into their minds, maybe. The 3 U.S. service members who are no longer with us. You're out there for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year tour. There's rotations. You have deployments for a period of time, usually 3 or 6 or maybe a year. And when you went out, you knew that the region is semi-volatile, right? But you're out there, and a few days ago, you're watching negotiations happen, and things look positive. The U.S. says it's positive. Iran says it's positive. Things are going okay. And talks are scheduled for next week. And 2 days later, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Because Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu decided they were going to sacrifice you for their own benefit. It wasn't because there was a magical intercontinental ballistic missile that Iran had. They didn't. And
by the way, Iran does not have any intercontinental ballistic missiles. If they did, the United States would be not having a very good day. That we would certainly, hopefully, intercept them. But that's why we want the golden shield, the golden dome, so to speak. But they don't have ICBMs, you dipshit.
Our own intel proves that. Allied intel proves that. It wasn't because they were getting ready to have a nuclear weapon. They weren't. Donald Trump even said in June it was completely obliterated and gone, right? It wasn't because there was some preemptive attack that Iran was going to suddenly do in the middle of negotiations, positive negotiations, that they were just going to throw it all to the wind and start attacking. It's none of that bullshit. It's because Netanyahu paid Donald Trump to sacrifice those lives.
Oh my gosh.
And to take out some leaders of that regime. There's plenty of leaders left. They've already named new ones. Because he is trying to keep a war going so he doesn't get tried for corruption and genocide, because he's responsible for the deaths of 70,000 humans, if not many more.
I thought it was 200,000.
And
never mind.
Donald Trump is all on board with this because he will get the massive benefit of access to more money from Saudi Arabia and the UAE, which are throwing him jets and contracts, and money from Israeli lobbyists. And it'll keep him out of jail and or potential impeachment for graping a 14-year-old.
Oh, my God.
And that is probably
Graping?
the tip of the iceberg.
Graping, it's a new word.
And so you're a service member out there serving your country and thinking, hoping that your leaders would not throw away your life for their own personal gain and benefit. And 2 days later, you're dead. And your family's trying to figure out why.
Their families know
Your
why.
friends are trying to figure out why.
The friends know why. We all know why.
80% of Americans didn't want this.
80% of them there, 83% of Americans want voter ID. Just saying. 83% of Americans want secure borders. 83% of Americans want energy independence. 83% of Americans want a safe and prosperous country. Yeah. 100% of Americans don't want 9/11 to happen again.
Billionaires did. The billionaires trying to get out of jail.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've had enough of this guy. His name is Angry Male Vet, combat veteran, anti-oligarchy, anti-fascist. I talk about military politics and geopolitics. Okay. And corruption and insanity of the current GOP. Looks like this guy spent some time in Afghanistan. Good for him. Hoorah. You know? Sounds like he is the opposite of me. That's fine. Good for him. If you want to go follow him, it's Angry Male Vet. He's got 18,000 subscribers, 499 videos. Looks like he gets some views, better than me, on YouTube, that is. And that's not saying much. Liv, I'm going to let you have a go at him because I'm going to come from a military. Did I just see it?
What?
I'm looking for my donate video.
Oh.
I'm a little upset because that thing was really cool and now it's gone and I'm going to have to remake it. And that doesn't make me happy. Go ahead.
So when he said the word graping, the only thing I could think of is I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm with it.
I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm with it.
So,
throw me a frickin' bone here. I'm the boss. Need the info.
So my first thought is, does he realize that Donald Trump can't be bought? I mean, he doesn't even take his salary as president.
Right. Donates his salary.
He donates it. He can't be bought. So what is Israel going to give Donald Trump that he doesn't already have? He's a billionaire. I highly doubt he cares about Israel's money. Second, I would love to see, since he's got 495 videos, I would love to see his video of disgust when the 13 service members died when Biden just suddenly pulled out of Afghanistan.
That's a great question, Liv. Besides Olympic hockey gold is spoiled, I think I'm going to go to that day and I'm going to go look and see. Let's see if I remember when we pulled out of Afghanistan. That was in August of 2021, I believe.
Yes.
Am I right on my date? Do I remember that?
If I think
so, yeah. Because, we said we would never forget. Go ahead, honey.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
So I'm just wondering where his video of disgust is.
Oh, I think I found it.
Okay.
Here it is. Let's listen to it.
Just so you know where I stand on Biden, so you can get off this train if you want to. I think he's going to go down as one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. Imperfect. Had issues. Supported Israel more than I really fucking wanted, to be honest. Should have had a primary earlier and not, 4 months prior to the election. I think he understood the level of misogyny in this country. And that was part of it. And I think some of it was ego as well. So I would have loved a primary. I also think I think the press shat all over whoever it was going to be.
Okay, so obviously that's the only that is the oldest video that he has. So this guy has been activated in the short term. He's been doing this for a few months, and hey, he's got some success. Good for him. I mean, he's doing well on YouTube, and good for him. I don't mind. I'm going to invite him on actually.
Ooh,
I've got some questions, and we'll have a little conversation. I'd love to have him on. He's a vet. Nothing wrong with that. Listen, we don't have to agree, but Bubba. Bro, we all said the same words. You and me. And those words don't change and they don't end. And we made an oath to the Constitution of the United States. And we made an oath to protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. You don't have to like Donald Trump. I served under Bill Clinton, and I wasn't particularly fond of him. The interesting thing is I was more fond of Bill Clinton than I was George Bush. And I had to serve under both of those yahoos. And I followed orders, and I did what I was supposed to do. Every single man and woman who signs up, we are absolutely understanding that we are being paid to kill or die. That's it. That's it, bud. You know it, and I know it. And you chewed dirt. You know this. You were outside the wire, it looks like. You're paid to kill or die. And we can fluff it up, and we can give you special training, and we can give you all the A schools, and we can give you cool looking aide de camp ribbons and tassels and have you wear cool, funny little hats and berets of different color, of different meanings. But none of that shit matters. The only thing matters when you're there is your brother and sister in arms. And you're dishonoring their memories by speaking for them. You have no idea what they think. They may have been one and done and they hated it and they didn't want to be there. They may be lifers. You don't know their ranks. You don't know their MOSs. You don't know their stories. You don't know if they did something heroic, but you're speaking for them. And to me, that doesn't sound like a combat vet. No offense. You sound like support. You sound like a pogue. Because any combat vet would know that everyone has different reasons for being there. Some of us wanted college. Some of us wanted to get away from our families. Some of us wanted to matter. Some of us, it was a family legacy. There were many different reasons for us to join. But the one thing that we weren't were cowards. There isn't one person who signs up and puts their name on that dotted line and ships out to whatever basic they're going to go to that is under any delusion by week 3 of boot camp about what they're being trained to do. And that is to kill, stay alive, and that, yes, you may die. Now, are we scared? Yeah. Do we have nights where we're shaken? Do we have nights where we're missing our families, wondering if we're going to see our kids again or our loved ones or our Sure, all those things happen. But what you don't get to do is relegate to those heroes that they were cowards in their last minute. That they questioned why. Because that is not your job. You don't get to decide how people feel. You don't get to know how people feel about you. It's not your right. It's not you have no right to it. Every single one of those people knew their mission and knew their job, and they tried to do it to the best of their ability, and they were killed by a situation that they signed up for. It wasn't Donald Trump that killed them. Donald Trump didn't reach down. You may as well be the people who blame God for everything. And you lace it with innuendo, and you lace it with supposition and unprovable things about Donald Trump raping a 14-year-old. Those are accusations. None of that's been proven. He hasn't been charged, convicted, tried. There's not an affidavit. There's not an indictment. There's not even a parking ticket. As far as him taking money from Saudi Arabia, once again, completely untrue. You've got the wrong party, dude. You're talking about the neocons. You're talking about George Bush. You're talking about assigning the petrodollar and removing us from the gold standard and assigning it to oil. That wasn't Trump, dude. You got the wrong party. He took an airplane from Qatar. He's not keeping it. It's ours. We already have a base in Qatar. Everything you said is completely and utterly nonsense when it comes to provability and factual data. See, you guys are so easy to spot because everything you say is about Jews. But you didn't say anything about Afghanistan. You didn't say anything about the 13 dead there. You didn't say anything about Syria. You didn't say anything about Mogadishu. You didn't say anything about Bosnia-Herzegovina. You didn't say anything about the Congo. You didn't say anything about Egypt. You didn't say anything about Libya. You didn't say anything about anything. It comes down to this. There's two things in the world that you hate: Donald Trump and Jews. And unfortunately, this is your Mecca. This is your wet dream, because both of them are doing something that we should have done a long time ago. The moment that we decided to be the lapdog to the English, not the Jews, the English, and go into Iran and force them to literally sanction themselves from the rest of the Western civilization and have complete control over their own oil distribution and choose who they could versus joining OPEC or putting it on the world market, and England decided to go ahead and focus on Iran and have the United States do its bidding because of its connections to oil, because of its overall influence, because of its profile and money, and to keep England's hand clean against the EU and all of the trade that takes place inside Europe. The moment that they allowed 1,000 Muslims in, that turned into 300,000 Muslims taking over the country within a decade and a half, we should have made a decision. The moment that they took planes and hijacked Americans and killed Americans and blew up Americans, Jimmy Carter should have had the stones to do what Reagan said he was going to do. And Reagan should have went. He had a half measure. He threatened, and the moment that he was sworn in, they released the hostages. Why? Because it was a half measure. He still should have went in, and he should have taken out the Mujahideen and killed Ayatollah Khomeini then. But we didn't. And then we focused on Afghanistan and we focused on Iraq, and we left Iran alone, even though the reason why Iraq was like it was because of the Iraq-Iran war, because of the Saudi Arabia and Iran war. We know what they were doing to the Jews. We know that Saddam Hussein was running proxy, just like the IRGC, Hezbollah, the Houthis, the JIP, and attacking Israel with Scud missiles. We should have taken out Iran then. We didn't. And then ISIS-K formed. We know why, because of Russia and Afghanistan, and we ran proxy for them, and we had them go up against Russia because it was fruitful for us to do so during the Cold War, for them to be in a never-ending Vietnam. We created a power vacuum in those areas, and ISIS and Al-Qaeda were born. And then 9/11 happened. USS Cole happened. The K Towers were bombed. Marine Corps base was bombed. They hit the towers twice. And we should have flattened Iran. But we didn't. And then we gave them $150 billion in cash. We released money that we literally had locked out of their banks because of what they were doing with trade negotiations and open hostilities and funding terrorist groups. And we seized their money and then we gave it back to him under Obama so he could get the JPOA or JCPOA deal done, which is the Iran nuclear deal, which essentially just kicked the can down the road and let them enrich uranium up to a level of almost weapons grade. And all it would have taken was for them to flip that switch and have weapons grade uranium. Weapons grade plutonium. Just so he could get a deal. And Donald Trump came in and he nuked the deal and he tore it apart. He then put economic sanctions on Iran and he had them crippled in 2019. And then what happened? COVID happened. And then what happened? Biden took over and he released all those sanctions with a stroke of a pen and he gave Iran everything they wanted. Then they took the money that they did for that and killed more people. He killed Soleimani. He hit him. He had him scared. He had the Iranians literally eating out of his hand. And what happened? Biden didn't do shit for 4 years and stood by and sucked tit to China and left Iran alone. So Donald Trump comes in. What does he do? He takes away their nuclear capabilities and sets them back decades. But guess what? They still have a lot of money. They're getting a shit ton of money from Russia for oil, their Shahed drones and weapon systems that they're selling. They are on the open market, and even though we sanction Iran, they're still getting black money coming in from the closed doors. So what does Trump do? Trump goes with the Jews and says, listen, here's the thing. We've got the Abraham Accords. We've made 4 peace treaties with 4 different Arabic countries. Saudi Arabia was on the precipice of signing. And then what happened? October 7th. October 7th. And completely torpedoed the deals. So what does Trump do? Trump brings the peace group together, puts them all together, and brings in a coalition of Arab countries, Norwegian countries, European countries, and says, we are going to do what NATO has failed to do. We are going to do what UN has failed to do. And we are going to give the Middle East a focus, and we are going to come together under the structure of the Abraham Accords, and we are going to bring capitalism and Western civilization to the Middle East, and we are going to stop these wars. We're going to stop the murdering of Jews. We're going to stop the murdering of Arabs. But to do that, we have to all unify and go against Iran. And I'm telling you, the moment we attack them, the moment we take out their leadership, they're going to attack your countries too. Oh, Donald Trump, Iran's never going to attack us. We're Arabs. We've had our wars. 16 countries were attacked in the first 24 hours. And every one of those countries is now standing with Donald Trump. Russia is not getting involved. China is not getting involved. The long-term plan is to create stability in the Middle East. Energy is the number one thing. You don't want Muslims taking over Europe. That's what's happening. The expansionism is taking place. The constant fighting, the kind of constant push of immigration and blowing up these countries are literally like locusts taking over Europe. You have to stop the bleeding. You've got 4 different countries joining together and creating their own world currency. Actually 5. Iran, Russia, China, South Africa, and Korea are joining together to try to have their own currency. If you take Iran out of the game and you neuter North Korea and you get China on energy dependence and they are controlled by what? 20% of the world reserves is now under U.S. control with Iran, with Venezuela. China has to suck our tit. This isn't checkers, this is chess. And it absolutely is on a geopolitical level that most people can't possibly understand because they have their heads so far up their posterior they can't see it. So you asked me, am I in support of this? Wasn't necessarily until now. People need to start seeing the forest through the trees. It's not always, this isn't Iraq. This isn't regime change. This isn't our regime change. We're not taking property. We're not selling oil leases. We're not taking percentages and installing American companies. That was Venezuela. And we did that in 24 hours. You give him a month and he will have Iran completely eating out of our hand. And then you finally have peace in the Middle East. That's it. That's the long-term game. So this guy, you got no right to speak for veterans. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Canada's calling. Mel, what's going on, sister?
Of all of the strikes and whatever, the one that floored me the most was the Iranian attack at Akateria in Cyprus.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you guys are unhinged. Like, they've lost, and now the Brits are like, you just hit us for no reason at all.
Right.
Because Cyprus is, it's controlled by Turkey and Greece.
Yep.
And the Brits and the rest of the peacekeepers are sitting in the middle. But Akateria, for no reason at all, like, what has come out of Akateria? Like, the Brits haven't let the Americans have their aircraft there for quite a while. So that was such a bizarre turn of events this weekend, like when they hit Akateria, and I'm like, oh, because I was there. I've been to Cyprus. Like, I spent a year and a bit there. So
yeah, but
I know the area quite well.
Where are they getting their strike orders from? You know where they're getting where's Iran getting all of its strike detail from? You know. Take a guess.
Of course I do.
Take a guess.
No, I'm not going to. No.
I'll tell you. It's China.
No.
It's China.
Well, no. Well, it is. But I was going to say that out loud. But anyways, but it is still.
But they are running proxy, and they've been running proxy. It's the same reason. Listen, people can't make the connection. It's the same reason when we went after Osama bin Laden, and we had the Black Hawk. And it snapped in two, and its rotor and the silent chopper that was used in Spec Ops. It's not silent. It was sold to China. When we had the drone go down in Afghanistan, there was a reason why it was sold. It was sold to China. They have absolute influence and have been running proxy for a shit ton of time. When the northern forces of Afghanistan regulars went ahead and fled into Kyrgyzstan, who were they fighting? They were fighting Taliban that was funded by the Chinese. Afghanistan just hit Bagram Air Base, or excuse me, Pakistan just hit Bagram Air Base. Who do you think endorsed that? Who do you think gave Pakistan the strike package for that? Of course it's China.
Well, of course it is, because, Donald already said that, going, Biden, you left Bagram, and the Chinese are going to take it, like, whatever. We already knew that. Like, that was a given. Biden gave Afghanistan to China that day. Like, it was, yes, I know that, whatever, but I found it really, really strange. But yes, I understand, but Akateria, like, really? There's been no provocation, like, whatever, and you just pissed off two other countries, Turkey and Greece, never mind all the rest of whatever. So yeah, the dynamics of these people in Iran, like, you have no thought process, and neither do the Chinese.
Can you imagine if they had a nuke, Mel? If they had intercontinental ballistic missiles, if they had nukes, does anyone now doubt that Iran would have rained holy hellfire over the Jews, over Arab countries, and over the United States with this attack? Does anyone doubt that that's what they would have done? Because you just saw it. They just attacked 16 sovereign nations on a blink. And if you believe that if they had deployable nuclear warheads that they would not have used them, then you're not paying attention.
I understand, but you have to watch the Communist News Network and whatever. They're all going, this is all so...
Oh, I know.
I'm like, you guys are all insane. Like,
they are insane.
You have no idea. Like, they have no... Like, I don't understand. Like, and that's where I'm at with all of this going, do you not understand that they've been running this for 40 some odd plus years?
47 years.
To try to take, 47 years and ticking. And for Saudi, like, all the rest of them are like, fuck you. Like, we're done.
Now they are.
Nope.
Now they are.
Well, yeah. Well, no, because they've actually got some backing. Like, they've actually got something, because yes, the Saudis have some planes and some whatever, but they don't have the power that and the foresight and the intel and the whatever that the Americans have on the whole world order. They're still running their whatever they're doing, and they're all doing great. And I think it's amazeballs that all of them have turned on against Iran.
Yeah, well,
and the rest of the, like, all these commentaries on American news sites and world sites and Canadian sites and Brit sites, and they're going, "Oh, the poor Iranian." Like, no, like you guys know nothing. You know nothing, and that's the whole problem. Nobody knows the whole story. Like, and they're not concerned. It's like, no war, no war.
Dude, these
like,
are the people that lamented Soleimani was killed.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, oh, how could Donald Trump kill that amazing general? Well, you know what? He just killed the supreme leader. So
yeah.
No one's going to be talking about Soleimani anymore because he just killed the Ayatollah. I mean, he did literally what 6 other presidents could not do.
Yeah, and the I think it's the son or
he took him
the
all
next
out.
heir apparent.
Yes. Well, he took out IRGC. Well, the only problem is he killed treasurer. He killed secretary of war, essentially prime minister.
Yeah.
I mean, he killed a lot of people who weren't necessarily hardliners, but this is war. And if you're telling me that the United States, if they had a chance to take out Goebbels, if they had a chance to take out Mussolini, Hitler, and Admiral Yamamoto, and the Emperor of Japan in one strike, just one strike, and they would have killed 10,000 civilians to do it, they absolutely would have.
Oh yeah, it would have been done in a week, all done.
That's it. They would have killed them all.
Both areas,
That's
Pacific and Germany.
Yep.
Like it was like the technology today is phenomenal, and I give Trump 1,000% kudos. I don't care about the spineless little prick that is running our country because, well, they didn't tell us they were going to do it. I wouldn't tell you either, Carney.
Why would
really?
He? Why?
I wouldn't tell you jack shit.
What is Canada going to do? Canada's not going to back us up. They're not going to help us.
Well, no, Canada's not going to do like it's not the Canadian military part that's not going to support what's going on. It's the government. So,
well, I know that, but unfortunately, the government controls the arm of the military, and that's the thing. And he might send some Royal Canadian Air Force over there or something like that, or some IPs or whatever.
No. Oh no, because the immigration or the foreign affairs, whatever her name is, Anand or whatever, she's another one of those other whatever going.
All right.
Oh, we don't. I'm like, really? Well, you're not talking for 99% of the rest of us Canadians because we're all supporting this, so you can kiss our butts. But and that's the problem up here. But anyways, that's another topic or whatever. But no, I was just kind of shocked that Iran went and hit Akateri, which is just
like I told you, they're getting their strike intel from China. These are all I want to bet you $1 billion this is what happened. Iran had no idea what was in those strike packages because those are all upgraded Chinese equipment. I guarantee the Chinese picked the target and just said, "Let us upgrade your systems." I'll bet you $1.5 billion that we're going to hear this in 6 months. China fucking redid every one of their SAs. Okay, and whether it was a Hong, whether it was every one of them was all the Shahed drones were all upgraded to Chinese target acquisition packages, and I guarantee China just said, "We're going to put one here, we're going to put one here, over here," and just just as we take care of you amazing, we love you, long time. All right, I got to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one shocked me. But anyways, I love you guys.
All right, love you
Thanks
too, buddy.
for listening to me.
Yep.
Cheers, bye.
Love you, bye. But that's probably what you're going to find out. Sorry, Libby. You're probably going to find that out. Okay, we got to keep moving. Folks, time left to hit goal clock is up. I have faith in the Don't Unfriend Me Nation. We'll get there. Let's do this. Let's hit Hillary Rodham Clinton. Hillary Rodham Clinton, Lauren Boebert was inside her closed deposition. You guys remember I told you she had a video where supposedly like Hillary Clinton started yelling and screaming at everybody. Here's the video. It's been released. And then Bill Clinton clears Trump. I want to get Olivia's opinion, but here it is.
Photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing. If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would like
sake.
to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well.
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
I would like to have
I'm
a
done.
conversation.
Unfortunately, when she said she would take it down, 3.7 million people had already seen it and shared it from Benny Johnson. So, and here's Bill Clinton talking about Donald J. Trump. Just more evidence that Donald J. Trump didn't do shiznit.
I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. But I do not want to leave the impression, but since there was no follow-up question, the president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. That's the truth. As I said earlier, the only conversation I had with President Trump about this was in the early 2000s. And I have no information that he did anything wrong. I just want it all out there. I want everybody to get it all out there and let everybody see where we are. I hate.
I do not have sexual relationships
That's all I
with
can think
her.
about.
Listen, if you want a character witness, Bill Clinton isn't the best character witness. We can't sit here and say, listen, he's a liar. He's lied under oath before, but now he's a great character witness for Trump. But the whole point is that he could have said something different. In that situation, if he's a liar, he could have said, fuck yeah, Donald Trump screwed kids. We all knew he did it, but he didn't. So if he's even if he's a liar, he's not a Trump fan. And he even said, listen, I don't really want to say this and add this to this because I'm supposed to just sit here and answer your questions. But he felt it at least enough to stand in front of this and say Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong. What are your thoughts on Hillary's reaction and Bill's getting old?
Well, Hillary's one to talk on lecturing people about abiding by the rules.
Ooh.
She really doesn't have much room to talk at all.
That's very, very good, Livia.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good.
So yeah, she is such a spoiled baby. She really is.
She actually looks really good for where she was.
Yeah,
you know?
she was looking pretty hideous.
Yeah, she was gonna die. Now she just looks like, warmed up tapioca.
Probably off of whatever or healthy again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she looks better. But
well, you know what I'm not saying she's hot. What I'm saying is she looks decent.
Yes.
She doesn't, she's evil. I guess it's all the blood of those children. So just
all the pizza she ate.
Oh, that's horrible. It's not even funny. All right. So that's that. Okay. Listen. Like I've got my list. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's on my list. Tucker Carlson was on my list. Candace Owens was on my list. And I've had some people that I've called out. And lately I've been hitting Thomas Massie pretty hard. I'm just going to look you in the face and say, I told you so. I told you. Yeah, look at Riley. Riley knows. Riley's like, Massie. Yeah, Massie. You remember, when you speak of me well. Remember, this is a great time to donate because it can show some attrition. It's kind of like Al Gore's carbon footprint. If you want to feel less guilty about your lockbox, you can go ahead and donate to the Don't Unfriend Me show, and your sins will be forgiven when it comes to doubting me.
It's strategery.
Lockbox. So here it is, folks. I don't know how to tell you this any differently.
Congressman Massie.
Thomas Massie accepted an award today. Nothing to see here. Receiving the Quincy Award from Trita Parsi. That's actually an Iranian lobbyist alongside progressive Democrat Ro Khanna. Says he's not principled. He's just bought and paid for by Democrats and Islamists. A living example of a grifter. Folks, the Quincy Institute, or Quai Institute, which is QI, guess who are the two major donors of this institution, besides having Iranian lobbyists run it and an extension of Iran? Does anyone want to guess the two people who donate the most money to it? Liv.
Soros.
Top one answer on the board. George Soros is correct. Number two, you have to make a guess.
I think you're wrong, Annie. But
Yes.
thank you for the answer. I have no idea.
That is not correct. Second guess. And look to your audience for help. Look to your audience for help.
I'm looking. Bill Gates. Okay, I looked
Strike
at the audience
two.
for help.
Third strike possibly coming up. Top 10 answers are on the board. Hey, Smiths, you have a chance to steal if the Spears get this incorrect. Number 3 guess.
Some Democrat.
Actually, the remaining Koch brother.
Oh, you know what? I thought of that, but I was like, no, I don't think that's right.
That's what would have happened if you would have said it. Folks, George Soros and a Koch brother are bankrolling Thomas Massie. You're like, Matt, oh, come on. You don't have proof. I don't have proof. Really? Thomas Massie received $1,911,557 from Democrat donors and PACs so far in 2025-2026 election cycle. $1.9 million. 79% of his donation income has come from Democrats. He's not a conservative. $79% of those figures. Cross-campaign contributions based on the total contributions reported for 2025-26 cycle through December are totaling now $2.5 million. Applying the 79% yield would approximately $1.91 million in combined dollars for Thomas Massie. So let me make sure I get this straight. Jew money is bad. Schmeckles are not good. But money from Iran is good. Money from Democrats is good. Big George Soros and Koch brother money is good.
If you think about it, though, him getting money from Iran is honestly getting money from the U.S. and Obama, because Obama bankrolled
just
Iran.
more Democrats, right?
So,
that's a good point. You're absolutely right. 100%. You got it. So Thomas Massie gets tonight's Lone Solo Wanker Award.
Wank!
His wife dies. He all of a sudden goes through some Ozempic ritual, grows a beard, starts styling his hair. Do you guys remember what Thomas Massie used to look like? This guy has completely changed. He has been Candace. If you look at what Thomas Massie used to look like.
Yeah, that's the Thomas Massie I know.
There's Thomas Massie used to look like. Who is this McDreamy? Or would this be McSteamy?
McSteamy.
Who's that McSteamy? Look at that guy. I mean, he's got hair like I do. His beard is like
he's a little Magoo on the bottom picture.
Yeah, he's a real roly-poly fudge packer. So what happened? I don't know. All I know is that he has turned into an obstructionist. He hangs out with Ro Khanna, and him and Rand Paul all share the same brain. I'm just saying, I warned you about Thomas frickin' Massie, folks. I warned you. And here it is. Folks, we've got 11 minutes left. We're in critical mass, aren't we? With 10 minutes left. Show some booby or something.
What booby?
Okay. Well, that's not going to help. So, folks, if you have not had a chance, Don't Unfriend Me show is sitting at $204 shy of our goal. We've usually been doing pretty good. So we're asking. We need some help, eh? Appreciate it. An F-A-18 takeoff from a carrier. This was pretty cool. Olivia found this. I know McSteamy is now McBuried. He died.
Oh.
Yeah. Papa said that.
Sad.
Yeah, that is sad. That wasn't very nice.
McBuried. Ouch.
That was, yeah.
Wanker.
I don't.
Leave Brittany alone! Please!
I wonder if McSteamy's McMoldy.
Oh.
All right.
Emotional damage!
An F-18, Olivia found this, and this makes me excited. When Olivia finds videos like this, I'm like, God, baby, talk to me. My thrusters are in overdrive. Watch this. Fast cable.
That is a short runway.
That's a fast cable. That's a fast cable. Some people on there were saying, well, why doesn't he have his hand on his stick? There's no point. You don't want to create any drag. You don't want to create any lift. You don't want to create anything that's going to make that thing move left or right. You want it on a dead stick. It's on a track. It's got your front wheel, and it is that catapult is going to take your ass. And you're going hand off stick. Let it go. Once you go ahead and clear deck, well, then you can engage. Then you can flaps down and hit your power, and you're good.
Have you ever seen that actually on the ship?
Thousands of times. Yeah. Yeah, flight ops. The thing about Intel is that 90% of the aircraft carriers, the Intel deck is right below the hard deck for takeoffs and landings. And as loud as that plane is, they're not quiet. You think a plane, like in a civilian plane, is loud? Those are loud. You know what I mean?
I bet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but flight ops is all the time. Yeah, you're constantly training. So you just get used to it. Yeah, but those catapults are just incredible. Brakes off, hands off. Yep, just let. You don't want to do anything to interrupt what's about to happen. You know what I mean? It's all you want to do. Oh, I'm just going to turn a little. No, just get your hands off the stick. Just let it take you. When you clear, pop and go. Here is another one that I thought Olivia would like. I upped her game. Like, it was very nice that she found this. Here is a KC-130 refueling. A female is doing this, which is great. It's great to see. By the way, one of the F-15s that was shot down had a female pilot. Oh no, I got a video of it. It's great. Watch what happens. It's really great. She's probably concussed as shit. I mean, she basically pulled probably 9 to 13 G's popping out of her canopy, and then she came in about 15 miles an hour on the ground. So she was probably a little concussed. Just saying. Here's the KC-130. So this is a refueling of an F-16 Fighting Falcon. F-16 was predominantly made, United States Air Force predominantly made. Israel was one of the first countries that we sold them to, but now everybody has them. Taiwan has them. Saudi Arabia has them. A lot of Middle Eastern countries have them. F-16s are a fantastic fighter, really strong fighter. Lacks the ability to attack, but also made up for its speed, quick movement, and low refuel costs. So this is a KC-135, and she is actually going to use a down nozzle to attach in flight, which is done by magnets and pressure, and will make a connection. There's some give, right? They are in lock. They are completely in sync, and that 16 is in the jet stream of that KC. And they are literally going to hook up, and she is going to shove a shit ton of fuel at a very rapid pace down into the tanks and the reserve tanks of that F-16. Watch this. They line it up. They make the connection. Magnets click, refuels, and then a quick detach. Watch this. Liv, you might like this. Watch this. That's it.
So is the cover to the gas tank that he pushes a button, it opens and it closes?
Yeah, so that nozzle will go ahead and it'll dock, and then what happens is that there's like a floating like ball bearing that's inside of there, where that nozzle will depress and then and inject it full of fuel, and then detach. And a 16 doesn't take as long as larger aircraft. Here it is. That's an F-15, F-15E, Screaming Eagle, upgraded. Second coolest aircraft outside of the F-16. F-16 is one of my favorite jets ever. F-15 is also one of my favorites. Oh, God, what a sexy fucking plane. That is an A-10 Warthog. A-10 Warthog is... and that's a tank killer and has a massive amount of armament. It's one of the ugliest planes built by Fairchild. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous weapon of destruction. A-10 is predominantly attack. It is not designed for fighter capabilities. It can take out choppers fairly well. It's got a 30-millimeter Vulcan cannon in the front. That's that big... And when you hear it, it makes a very distinct sound, along with its profile from its overall report. But anyone shitting their pants in the general vicinity, that's in its target. A-10s are... That's my first favorite A-plane, my attack plane. Roll, baby. Come on. Pitch and roll. Come on. Give me some flash. There you okay, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Got flares. Oh, countermeasures. So fun. I freaking love the military. God, I love the A-10. It's such a cool plane. Oh, Dumb Show donation.
It didn't pop up.
I don't know what's going on. Just tell me who it was.
It was Paul Rivera. Great show as always. You two, Matt. Hoping to see some good BDA weapon systems analysis with Leroy tomorrow.
That will be with Leroy tomorrow, but I've got some stuff for you too. So Paul, thank you. That was $51.99 for Paul.
Yes.
I will get everything working tomorrow. I have no idea what's going on, why all of these are not working. It literally makes no sense to me. I'm so sorry, but we will get it working. JD Stillwell donated $5. Matt, have you seen the Smoothie King video from today? Good topic. So I did see it. It'll probably be on tomorrow's show. I didn't have time. Got another one for you. Nick, Candace on Iran. What are we watching here, baby? Honey?
They are not very happy that the bad Iranians are dying right now.
Okay. Who?
All the leadership of Iran.
No. What? Huh? No. Who's not happy?
Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
Candace Owens. Nick Fuentes.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Can I watch this?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Billion Iranians murdered in the streets of Tehran or some whatever. Who knows what the number is? You can't believe any number connected to any conflict in any country ever.
You wouldn't believe how free these people are trying to get in Iran. These people are really, whoa, we need to free the Iranians. Oh, they've been living in oppression.
Fuck those people, and I hope Iran crushes them. I hope they get fucking destroyed. They're traitors. They are traitors to their country, and I hope they get fucking crushed.
Someone pissed
billion Iranians murdered.
What's wrong with all the black pillars?
I think they're a little upset that the number one country that goes against the Jews is going to be no more.
They can't hear you. You're talking really quiet tonight.
Sorry.
You got to speak up. This soft, seductive shit may work on your other job, but not here. You got to speak up.
My other job.
I didn't hear I couldn't even hear what you said.
I said, I think they're a little upset that the number one country that hates Jews and goes against Jews is hopefully going to be no more soon.
I don't know. I don't understand why people are so pissed off. You know what I mean? This is Iran. Does anyone even remember what they've done and who they are?
And who they used to be. Hayden had no idea because I told her, I was like, you have no idea. I'm like, Iran used to be like a Western civilization. She's like, no, it wasn't. I said,
it was.
Yeah, it was. I said, go look up 1970 Iran or 1979 and you tell me. And it's girls in miniskirts on the street and girls in bikinis on the beach. And she's like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm right. And then the Muslims came in and took over and Sharia law, and it's not good. So I don't understand why they're so upset that finally the Iranian people are getting the help they need. The Persian people are getting the help they need to get their country back and to stop being oppressed. I don't understand what's so wrong with that.
Listen, everyone thinks it's regime change, right? Everything's regime change. We've had some other conflicts that have not been just regime change. Mm-hmm. And just because we're doing this right now does not mean it's going to replicate the same result. I mean, I would like to think that Donald Trump has had some fairly decent results over the last 10 years with his geopolitics. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Okay, so why don't we just start trusting the guy? Because everything he's done so far has been fairly based. I haven't really disagreed with any of his decisions when it comes to geopolitical or military insertion. So why don't we just kind of hang tight and see what happens? You know what I mean?
It makes me wonder, as people say that anyone who speaks highly of the Jewish people are being paid $7,000 per time that they stand up for the Jewish people. I wonder how much money Iran's given to people right now. I wonder if those three are on their payroll. Just, maybe a thought.
No, I mean, it's not a horrible thought. It's a good point. Mel Lowe, 103.48. Thank God. Thank you, Mel. 256, 57. I'm going to find out what's going on, folks, with this. I'm not sure what's happening, but we're going to get it fixed. But I've got at least the last donation up now. That's working. And looks like that's working too. And then I'll get everything. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it could just be a loading issue.
Maybe.
Alicia Lavon. What the hell's going on with Alicia Lavon?
Alicia Lavon, she is a lawyer, but I think she's also either Iranian or Persian, I guess.
Okay, so can I make this?
Yes.
Okay. Persia and Iran are the same thing. Okay. Iran was renamed. And it was renamed by Muslims. And I want to say that happened in 63 to 73. I don't know. I'll find out for you. I do know this. I just don't remember. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I know this. But they are predominant. They're not just made up of Persians. They're made up of there's Jews, there's Arabs, there's all sorts of. Okay, I was wrong. Internationally, 1930s, 1935. God, I thought it was later than that. What am I thinking of? Oh, the name Persia continued to be used informally and culturally till 1959 to 1963. Both Persia and Iran were approved for formal use in 1979. This house is exercised. So I wasn't completely wrong. I was actually right. kind of. Doesn't matter. Persia, Iran, 1930s, formerly became Iran. But both names were used up until 63, 57, but then formally recognized and only one name was used in 1979.
Why was it changed?
That's a long. Remember, I told you we weren't going to get into that.
Okay.
Like, if you really want me to be on till 10 o'clock tonight, we can go into that. But how about we do that tomorrow?
You and Leroy can do that.
I'll answer
Absolutely.
Mexico, and because Glenn keeps asking about Mexico. What do you think about Mexico? And we can get into what happened in Persia to make it abandon Western civilization and become a predominantly theocracy and totalitarian style government. We can go into that and why.
Yeah.
Okay. But the people are Persian, mainly. But they have all sorts of, they have Moroccan, they have Turkish, they have, I mean, it's an amalgamation of people. But predominantly Persian. What I would love to see is the people restore it and call it Persia. You know what I mean? I would love that. I would love them to do it. I know inquiring minds want to know. It's not a 5-minute conversation. You have to go into a lot of history, and we got to go into English history. We have to go into the Falklands, and we have to go into the Royals, and we have to go into the relationship with MI6 and CIA, and there's a lot of it, and the Mojahedin, and there's, it's a very, very complex topic that can't be done in 5 minutes. So we'll do it tomorrow. So Alicia Levon, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let me just say on behalf of 90 million
Holy shit. Okay.
They spoke up. We're talking about the mayor of New York. We're talking about Congress people. This is the first time that they have spoken up, not to defend the Iranian people, but to defend the terrorists.
Sarah Goucher, who is a hottie in her own right.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah knows. I told Sarah that Persian women are just like over the top. Jews and Persian women, two of the most beautiful on planet Earth. That's why I've got the best of both worlds with Olivia.
I was just telling Hayden about your dad last night, by the way.
Oh, shit. I missed it. There are a lot of amazing people in Iran. Most are very happy about this and ready to restore. I'm 50% Persian and Iranian. I have family in Iran. This is direct feedback. Thank you, Sarah. And Sarah, I've heard the exact same thing too. But it's important to understand how the culture has literally, like, if you want to go back to similarities between what happened to Iran, look at the Egyptians. And look what happened to the pharaohs versus the slaves and the people and the citizenry of Egypt. It was a complete washing and eradication of Persian history, Persian beliefs, Persian worship, and culture. And when the Arabs entered into Iran, they infested and took it over in a very short period of time. But please understand that there was also massive pressure from countries, including the United States, including England, including Europe, that put an ungodly amount of pressure on Iran, or Persia known at the time. And we'll go into that. Let's finish what Alicia has to say.
Terrorists that have been massacring them. And that just tells you the greatest truth of all. That just tells you that the mask has finally fallen. These people who tried to lie to you, who tried to tell you that they were all about humanity, were lying from the beginning. And now the proof is as clear as day. It was never about humanity. It was never about human rights. It was always about hating the West. And that famous term that the communists once coined for those people, useful idiots, have never been clearer. Why? They're useful because they propagate communist and Islamist propaganda, and they're idiots because it is suicidal propaganda. Well, the mask has been dropped, the truth has been revealed, and the Iranian people and the rest of the world and civilization is now going to be free thanks to the United States and Israel.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let me just say on behalf of 90 million...
Just drop the mic.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not just a drop mic. I only have one thing to say about this, and that it was your video, and then obviously you've got some things to say about it. And quickly, is if Israel wanted Iran to be a sea of glass, it would be. If Israel wanted to cause maximum devastation to Iran, they very easily could. Their F-35 squadron could literally wipe out Iran. They don't need the United States. The reason why Iran needs the United States is because of the intricacies of our weapon systems and the surgical nature of them. Did you guys even see the palace get hit? Did you guys even watch the video? Remember, I told you, I said there's no way that one GBU did that it was probably 4 or 5 or 6. It was so surgical that they made it collapse in on itself. Let me show you the video. Just because I can just look at BDA. If Leroy was there, he would have told you the same thing. And that was just me looking at the overall devastation at a very high glance of what it looked like to be able to tell you that it was multiple munitions at different levels of frequency. They brought in deeper, stronger munitions at first and then killed the surrounding areas with lower munitions to make it collapse on itself. They literally left every other building standing. You guys don't understand what that's like to be able to do that. You'll know what I'm saying when I show you this.
Thank you, Chuck. Kathleen says, please share more of your intelligence of Iran activities.
Okay. I'm about to show you some right now. Because remember, I tried to explain this to you guys that this was multiple munition hits. It wasn't a single. I'm trying to find it. Oh, God.
While you're doing that, put one more in.
Oh, got you.
And then I'm going to use the ladies' room.
Okay. You have to see this explosion.
I know. Don't play without me.
Don't play without you.
Don't play it without me. Mr. Hollandaise, thank you very much. Got us to an even number.
I've been playing with you. Okay. 450. Go. I'll find it. Go. I don't have it yet. Oh my God. It's everywhere. And I don't know what it's cataloged under. If anyone else finds it before me, let me know. Yeah, they got, well, that's what I said. They got hit by multiple munitions. It was too heavy for foundational destruction, and then they were surrounded by 4 other hits. What are they calling it? Has anyone seen the video? I've seen it 100 times on the news. Come on. Where is it? Okay, it's the I mean, I know it's Khomeini's palace, but in Tehran, but I can't find the video. Come on. Well, there's the overhead, but that's not it. That's not what I want. I want the BDA. Show me the BDA. Come on. I'm gonna have to find this for Leroy and I, because Leroy and I are gonna geek out over it. Because remember, I showed you the footprint of it. And you can tell that it was multiple. Guys, it's on Fox all night. You guys have seen it. It's a 360 spin. It's got ISR above it. And it just literally obliterates the palace. Oh, yeah, I can't find it. I'll have to find it tomorrow for you. But if you watch it, you'll see the first 2 bombs hit. They're big 2000. Those things are going in and taking out the foundation. And then 4 others just go all the way in unison and just gone. It was a magnificent strike. And that's why the Jews needed us, is because they don't have that capability. And they would have killed more civilians. That's why when people are like, oh yeah, the Jews went in and genocided all the Gazans. I've went through the numbers. I've shown you that Israel took more care and more precaution not to kill Gazans as much as they could based upon the devastation that they were unleashing. And they did a pretty incredible job. I don't have the video, Liv. I'll have to get it off the news.
Okay.
I'll have to find it. I know where it's, I'll be able to find it, but I don't have it right now. No, I didn't run it Saturday. I didn't. It wasn't out yet. Well, I couldn't run it Saturday. Let's say that. It wasn't released for public consumption yet. Public. What I showed you was the footprint, which was the satellite shot. Which was this one. But I actually have the video, and I can't find it, of the actual detonation of this building. This is what I showed you. And I showed you the footprint of it, right? And the first thing, if you guys remember, go watch the video. I'm like, oh my God, like that is the most beautiful strike I've ever seen. Like I had penis envy. I'm not kidding. I know Ethan gets mad, but when Leroy sees this, I promise you he will say the same thing. This is a beautiful strike. And it literally brought that building in on itself. And there is very little collateral damage in this strike. It was perfect. It was perfect. So that's something the Jews can't do. They can't get that level of precision. Maddie, thank you for the donation. Let's go ahead and end it on... I've got a couple other things. So we'll just get through this, then we'll go watch our game. Here, watch this. You guys remember that I did a show on the Lahaina fires, and I told you that direct energy weapons, from an aerial standpoint, weren't a real thing? This is true. But fixed direct energy weapons are true. And I told you, I walked you guys through David Sling. I walked you through Patriot 2. I walked you through the Iron Dome, and I walked you through something called Iron Beam. Do you guys remember this when I did this show? And I walked through the integrated air defense system that Israel has, and I told you that there was something called Iron Beam. This is about a year ago, a year and a half. Well, it's advanced, and it is in full weapon stage. I'm going to show you it working right now.
I saw this video earlier, but it was too short. I didn't know if we could play.
Yeah, no, this is a good one because I can talk about this because, here, watch this. And this is, when we say direct energy weapon, I want you to understand that it's not necessarily what you think it is. But these weapon systems have a certain internal combustion that they can reach. But it's not just, I can't go into a whole bunch of detail, but what I'm going to say is it's not just heat. But imagine if you could send a signal to these rockets and tell them to terminate and explode. Now combine that with a direct energy laser, and you'll have a slight idea of how Iron Beam works. Watch this. These are literal rockets coming out of the tube and exploding a couple 100 feet out. You can see the laser on them, heating them up and cooking them just right out of the tubes. The moment that they come out, it is now a matter of seconds before they reach a critical heat and also receive a signal that tells them, because these rockets are not the most stable thing. They lose a fin. They have any change to the fuselage. They have any weakness. Those things literally collapse and explode on themselves. But you're seeing it right here.
What's the point of having it go up and explode a second later?
Honey, Iron Beam is the defensive weapon hitting this offensive rocket placement. These are rockets aimed for targets in Israel and everywhere else. And this Iron Beam is an invisible laser that is being launched at these when they leave the tube as a defense before they even get up for Iron Dome.
Got it.
So there is a fixed position that is targeting and picking up these rockets. I can't go any further. Now, people are going to ask me, is it on the ground or is it? I can't tell you. I'm just going to tell you that these systems have advanced in the last year and a half to a level that they are incredible. They used to have to be airborne and be within a couple kilometers to hit them. Honestly, some of them had to be within a couple thousand feet. Now, these energy systems can work from a very long distance and heat and destroy these. That's what you're seeing. Who is shooting the rockets? Hezbollah? I can't answer that question. All I can tell you is that Iron Beam is in full effect, and it has now been deployed in a real-time situation and is not reactionary. It can be used offensively. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't go into location. I can't do any of that. I can't tell you where it's from. And it's not because I don't have information of what this is and what rocket systems those are based upon the profile and them launching the way they're launching. The point is I am not going to say anything that is going to disclose any information to anyone. That's just me. It's just an overabundance of precaution. That's all. But that's pretty neat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some did get through. We're going to talk about that because there's some important things I want to show you. You guys have heard that, oh my God, the United States bombed a school. I'm going to tell you right now, there's been no investigation, and I'm going to tell you right now, the United States didn't bomb a school. I'm just going to tell you right now. You can go ahead. The days of us launching in tomahawks and hitting mosques and schools, that is few and far between. And most of it was sympathetic damage. Do you know what sympathetic damage is?
Aftermath?
Yes. Essentially, yes. It's not the initial target acquisition. It's the secondary explosions or a chemical reaction that happens from the explosion that creates damage around surrounding buildings, or a building knocking into another building, or any of 100 other things. But I'm going to show you what happens when one of these missiles comes in. Now, this missile system right here is Chinese-based. And it is a larger missile system. And it is a fast missile system. I'm going to show you what happens when a missile that's launched, whether it be a short-range ballistic or a medium-range ballistic or a Shahid 3 or whatever it might be, a Falal or whatever missile system it would be. I'm going to show you what happens when it loses its target, or it runs out of fuel, or it is a dud. This is what it looks like. Here you go. That's it.
Wow, it just dropped.
It just dropped. And this is what happens a lot. These systems are antiquated. These systems are older. Their accuracy is not the best. Some of them are just literally a point and shoot. Some of them are just trying to go into civilian areas for mass casualty events. So more than likely what happened with that school where those 80 some odd young girls were killed, I don't know. I don't have any information. I'm not there. I didn't see it. I don't know what the weapons profile was. I don't know what the package was, but I'm pretty damn certain that it was an Iranian missile system that was launched that ultimately went bad. Or it could have been hit by an interceptor, but more than likely not. Most of those missile systems, Iron Dome doesn't work in Iranian territory, okay? Unless you have electronic countermeasures in that area and you have something scrambling signals and attacking that system, the chances of that are pretty slim. More than likely, this is a missile and it was a friendly fire. As we saw friendly fire when it came to those F-15s. And that's what I'm going to show you now. But let's take a look and let's listen. The international community is going to look into this. The United States will look into this. We'll have an after-action report. We'll find out exactly what happened. But my opinion, more than likely, is that this was an Iranian missile system that was on offensive attack that did not go the way it should have, which happens a lot. The failure rate on these things are extensive, okay? Here is the F-15 ejection and the pilot where the Kuwaitis shot them down. Thank God there are two-man teams in these F-15s, F-15 Strike Eagles, F-15Es. They are two-seaters. 3 of them were shot down. All 6 pilots made it out alive, which also constitutes how amazing our aircraft are. Watch this.
Fine? Really? You need something to help you? No problem, you're safe. You're safe. Everything good? No problem. Thank you for helping us. Everything perfect? You're fine?
So you were just flying in an F-15, going a couple hundred miles an hour. You're flying over to your operation, to your sortie. You've got your target, and you get lit up by Kuwaiti integrated air defense systems, and they fire. as a pilot, you're not even thinking. You're not thinking that there's going to be hostiles in Kuwait. I mean, you're like, this is where you eat your protein bar, you know, or maybe pop into your Iron Eagle music and pop in Queen One Vision. You're not thinking, hey man, I'm going to get lit up and, you know, I'm going to go hot and I'm going to have countermeasures launch and evasive action in my F-15 when I'm a couple hundred feet off the ground. That's what happened. And you literally see this F-15 just billow and do 360 in a flat spin and just come down to earth. And they all eject. I mean, they pulled 13 to 15 Gs a piece in that ejection. That is an incredible amount of pressure on your body. They very well could have blacked out during this pressure. Pilots aren't handling 13 or 15 Gs at that speed and that non-gradual experience. I mean, it's designed to save your life. It's not designed to be comfortable. And they expect you to break things. And you get popped out of that thing and your chute deploys and man, you go into that ground probably 15 miles an hour because you don't have a rate of descent that makes sense. And you survive. And it's just a testament to how good Kuwaiti people are, man. They're just like, oh my God, are you okay? You know, like, do you need a minute to collect yourself? I'm sure she was concussed, but thank God they didn't die. And any crash landing that you can walk away from is a good one. You know what I mean? So God bless those pilots. I think we're good. We got a lot to do tomorrow. And Leroy and I are going to have a big show because we're going to have to go. I mean, we're going to go into a lot of the BDA. Chappie, you fly up to the clouds and you get out here. You hear me? I'm not going to make it, Doug. Great movie. Anyway, so we're going to we'll do BDA tomorrow. We're going to break into some of the long term of this, what you can expect over the next few weeks. But here's the thing. The fact that this isn't all over TV 24 hours a day and you're not watching this live is just a testament to how quickly the United States did this. They went in, they kicked ass, they took names, and they popped smoke. The B-2s flew 37 hours, hit Iran, went home. It was pretty impressive. Anyway, we'll do this again. Livia, last word, anything we want to talk about?
You sound stuffy.
Yeah.
Still getting over it.
Yeah, I'm still getting over it. I'm still fighting it a little bit. Not going to lie.
Thank you for a wonderful start to March.
Oh, yeah. It was a great start to March.
And just looking forward to a good week and lots of guests coming on.
Yeah. Mandy and Paul on March 4th, which is right around the corner, 2 days. Mm-hmm. Then we've got Brad Collar, who is a governor candidate in where? Minnesota, former UFC fighter. And then Chuck and Kathy will be here in-house.
The house.
They get to be into the Chuck Peterson studio. And then Philip Hamilton will be in-house. He is a Virginia delegate going for
Senate. 7th.
Is he going for senator?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a big fight. Yeah. So if he's going for Senate, that's a big one. March 16th, Philip Hamilton will be in the house too. So we are booked like almost till April. And then the big show, we have March 31st, we have Jessica Lynch stopping by, and she's going to be here, who will offer us some amazing insight on what's going on in Iran. And then she was obviously captured in Iraq, and will be a good show. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Take care of each other. And thank you guys for being here. We really, really appreciate you. We had a good time tonight, and we'll have a good show for you tomorrow with Leroy and I. Yep.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Night, y'all.
See you then.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.